Alright guys, just a quick video for this one. Just wanted to show you some example here based on the narrative building video that released earlier. Basically showing you the concept of smart money manipulating sell orders to buy into specific areas and then afterwards to bring price back up to unload again, right? So here we have two examples here, right? So we see here during the pre-holiday sessions we had a lot of range. And typically, this range action you're seeing buying and selling, where liquidity is being built up on both sides, right? So we have a lot of liquidity down below, and it looks like, pretty much relatively equal lows here. Anytime you see that relatively equal lows, you know that they're retail traders looking at this as support areas, and they're looking to buy, thinking that price is gonna go long, and this is gonna support price, right? And then we see also a significant low down here where there's also sell stops. So some retail early buyers may have bought here with this large move up, and they're still holding their positions thinking it's going to go up, which it does do eventually, right? But what happens is that price comes down, right? Creates another equal low, right? So people see that and they're like, oh, okay, there's another support area here. Let me buy here, and they look at this inducement where buyers are coming in. So what happens is that there's a final sweep that took out all this liquidity, all of this liquidity on these two relatively equal lows into a fair value gap, right, where there was previously heavy buying, right? So in this fair value gap, there is an imbalance here where there's only buy side orders, right? And so there's presumably leftover orders that reside that did not get filled by big money, right? There's no selling here, right? Because there's no selling here, there a lot of the orders couldn't get filled, right? So they need to engineer this liquidity so that they can get filled on these orders, right? So they're engineering retail to sell here and engineering retail to sell here, so they can buy here and fill their bags and then bring it back up, right? So as they bring it back up, right, the same thing happens here again, right? You see this ranging action, right? You see this zone over here, right? It's the last clean zone, and if you actually refine it further, you can even mark off this smaller zone here, right? So it's not that clear. Right, so what happens again, right? They cause market to range and accumulation. Some you can even call this like a Wyckoff pattern, accumulation, um, pattern or whatever you call it. There's different names people call it, like the swing sequence, swing breakout sequence, golden goose, sweep entries, whatever you want to call it. It's the same thing. But the principle remains the same, right? They're creating this range where there's buy stops above, right? People are looking at this as being extended, right? And so you have a lot of people betting short that the market's going to come down due to this overextension, right? And they're creating this enticing shorts, and they're also enticing longs. Anytime you have this large move up, these moves up, right? Especially look like it's building up support. You're seeing retail traders look at this, and there's someone buying here, right? There's people buying here, entering the market, entering short, and they're building up long, liquidity above and especially liquidity below, right? But you see that there's heavy buying here. This is a clean S&D. Here you see mitigation, right? So you see that price, there's both buying and selling, right? Buying and selling. So all the orders are being filled here, right? But this large move up and this large move up is not mitigated, right? So it means that there's leftover orders here that have not yet been filled, right? And depending on how significant of liquidity is up above, right? They want to fill adequate amount of orders here so that they can unload to all the buyers here, right? So we don't know how many buy stops are out there, right? But market makers they see all the orders, so they know approximately how much they want to fill here before they're ready to bring it up, right? And so you have this engineered liquidity, and then a final sweep of it into the S&D zone, and then finally it brings it up, in the guise of news, right? It doesn't matter what news. I mean, I believe the news came up as unemployment ticked higher, right? So I mean that's bad news, but yeah, price still skyrocketed up, and then later dropped. Take out all the early buyers. So clear manipulation here, right? But the idea remains the same, right? They wanted to buy it up, so they got sellers here, bought it up, took out all the liquidity, and now afterwards, they any buyers here, um, leftover buyers got liquidated, and now we're waiting to see kind of the direction. So likely there's going to be some more ranging, some more accumulation, and then um, you know it is still a bullish trend, right? So presumably there's still more buying than selling, right? So we'll see this pattern kind of play out over and over and over again. Again, some people like thinking about it as like a swing breakout sequence from Stoic, but you'll see the pattern kind of plays out over and over and over again. All right, all right. Hope you guys like the short one, and I'll see you guys in the next one.